everybody. I am working through my list that you can get on my website, alicearlene.com. The supply list that will be for the Intro to Mixed Media class. So I wanted to talk about gesso tonight, as well as the medium, just real quickly. So this is actually not the same kind of gesso that I use. I bought it once. I really like the container. So I use a lot of gesso, so I tend to buy it by the gallon. So from Cheap Joe's, clearly. I'm not picky about your the brand of gesso. That part doesn't really matter. These two are white gesso, and I also do black gesso. That's what I use for black in my paint. So it comes in black. You'll notice one of the things that I do, your acrylic paint, if it sticks around the edge of the threads of whatever your jar is, that can be kind of a big pain and ruin your tube or your jug. So I just put a piece of plastic, and then it makes untwisting and the lid easier to do. So, and then usually you can kind of pry off the plastic from there. So the other thing that I recommend and that I talk about is matte medium. So, and you can kind of see, you do not need this large of a container. Again, I do quite a bit. You can kind of see that it moves around fairly freely in the container. So it's a much more fluid medium than some of the others that are available. So this I dilute about roughly 50% and use as my glue. So it's the binder that the paints are made out of. So there you've got a pigment with the medium in them. So that's what the paint is made out of. So when I use the medium as my glue, I'm assured that it's going to be compatible with whatever I'm doing. So, and I'll show you more exactly how to go about doing that in the class, of course. So the other thing, if you like to do real thick or heavy items, a lot of times the things that I put on top of the paintings as embellishments, I've used chunks of wood and keys and I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I usually use a gel medium for that. It's a lot more like a paste. So in fact, the texture does remind me quite a bit of the, I don't know if you were a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, they had the paste glue. So that was great fun. Anyways, that's kind of, it's a much thicker paste. So that would be, and it comes in gloss or gel, gloss or matte. You'll see if I can get this to not roll. So you've got the gloss and then you've got the matte. That refers more to the final surface that it does. So if it's going to be shiny or if it's not going to be shiny. So I prefer the matte medium. I generally don't care for a gloss or shiny surface. So usually I try and be careful when using, I don't know if they make this in a matte actually, because I've never seen it, or else I would probably purchase that as opposed to the gloss. So, but anyway, so these are the next items on my list. So if you go to my website, alicearlene.com, ALICEARLENE.com, you can sign up for my newsletter, and in your welcome email, then you'll receive a link to the PDF file. And I also copy and pasted the list there on that site, or that page on my website exactly, just in case that was easier for you. So anyways, there you go. A few more items on your possibly to purchase list. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.